Yo, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna wait for you guys to come in. I'm gonna post. I'll be right back. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing today? Good to see you guys, man. I've been passing out some wrenches, Gazgano, man. I see you in here every day, man. Congrats on the wrench, man, and thanks for all you do, man. I love you guys who pour in early, who are waiting for my streams. Look, I'm walking again. I'm walking and I'm talking again. You see this? I got the lesson I learned is if you get a floor treadmill or just in life, you guys know I always make everything like about life. I can't just say one thing without making it a big deal. But don't go in dry in anything you do. Make sure you use lubricant. I trashed a treadmill in like a matter of weeks because I didn't like lubricate the belt. So yeah, if you get a floor treadmill, you like get some treadmill lubricant. Yeah, so this stream, I was gonna call it Tread Dead Redemption. That was gonna be the name of this stream, but I figured people wouldn't understand that. Tread Dead Redemption. What's up, guys? So I got a new anchor. It's the anchor that we were talking about at the end of yesterday's stream, and I promise I'm not gonna just add a new anchor every single day. Every single one of these things has meaning. But it's this gap, guys. It's this gap that we ran away from. And the sooner we fill this gap, the better. But I don't think we will. I think honestly, we're gonna bounce off this blue anchor sentiment. That's what I personally think, just because we have all these other anchors pushing us up. And so it's like incentivizing us to just run away from the gap for now. But that being said, this is really important, guys, to see how we're under the intraday. So, and not only that, I got a feeling that we're under the 786 as well. Yeah, so we pumped. Okay, so we pumped. We annihilated the 618. The golden retrace short opportunity got wrecked, but the 786 we still got to contend with in an environment where the market participants are frothing at the mouth for this shit to go up. Front running sentiment like a mofo. Absolutely, like they're already. Crypto Twitter, just every time it goes up, they just act like we're already at $1 million Bitcoin. This creates the environment where smart money just wants to dump on them. Like smart money just wants to disappoint them, and you know, when you take profit too quick, it's basically the lesson is don't count your chickens before they hatch. You know, like just call things as they are. Stop trying to like get the jump on sentiment before it's even earned. Like no one can even make any money if you are just, you take all your profit on Twitter before the price even has a chance to do anything. That's just my hot take. But so we're contending with the 786 still. We got a little 100x ham sandwich short. Right now we're under the intraday, so we want to see the price reclaim the intraday. Otherwise, bears could take this, down, not super far down, perhaps just down to the old bearish sentiments, which could now act as support. But extended price action under the gap anchor, the blue anchor that represents this big gap that we didn't fill. Price action under the blue line is a little bit dangerous, guys. What do you think? I mean, I showed you guys an example of how we use these anchors to time gap fills, and like a couple candle closes under the blue anchor could lead to like a spike, just a sharp spike down, fill the gap and pump. And the sooner it happens, the better. Actually, like we actually want it to happen now. It's kind of like having a big turd that you have that like you need to, like, you don't want to like have to poop in the car if you're going to drive on a vacation. So it's like if we could hold this poop in, but at our own detriment, our own excrement detriment. Yeah, we got poop jokes today. Yeah, so I told you guys like this pump was beautiful, overcoming these bearish sentiments here. I know I got a lot on my chart. I'm sorry for the new people, but there's a lot of things going on in these markets that I need to watch. Sentiments from various points. We got the FOMC decision with Jerome Powell. That's the green line. We've got this nasty gap below us that we have to watch. I have to put this blue anchor down. I have to monitor the volume weighted sentiment from when we left this gap behind. But then I also got to measure these bearish sentiments overhead. The orange one from the top. This one right here from the 10% correction. Some of these other anchors are gonna, they may play out for us in the future again, so I can't get rid of them. But this is the futures gap chart. So let me go to my original. So this is the Bybit chart, which I usually do my normal analysis on. Yeah, I mean, right now, it actually looks like a place that you might want to like enter, like start adding into like a swing position a little bit, like a swing long. It's like when you see price below the intraday, if you're trying to swing long and you're like just trying to get some relatively cheap Bitcoin at or below the intraday, and you're able to take this slowly and piecemeal your way into a solid position without flopping and groping, then the best you can really do at a moment like this, because you don't have big supports to operate from, best you can do is just snag some Bitcoin at or below the intraday VWAP, which is this white line here. It resets at the start of every day. It's volume weighted, and it just gives you an opportunity to, like, on an intraday basis, snag some relatively good value Bitcoin just on that particular day. The overall, it may be expensive Bitcoin, or overall it may be like, you know, like cheap or expensive overall, but that doesn't matter, because every day you got to just get the best deal you can get for the day, you know. So we're actually at a point where you would consider perhaps starting to add into a little bit of a swing position, safely, of course, because this is like some good value. It's some good, it's cheap, it's relatively cheap in relation to the intraday. That being said, we're monitoring the gap sentiment. So it's not on this chart, but if you go to the gap chart, you see that massive gap on the futures chart right there. I would love for this gap to be filled so that we can actually continue up and it's not fake. You know, I don't want to go on a date with a fake person who I know it's not going to work out in the end, because it all just has to come crashing down. I want this to be filled with a nice, I want this to go and then shoot up. That's what I wish would happen. That would be a great scenario for us. Is it going to happen that clean and that quick? I wish, I hope, but it would just suck for us to pump all the way up. You know, we pump all the way up. We even create, you know, whether we're consolidating in some sort of larger triangle formation, and this is more boring than we think, than crypto Twitter thinks, or we go to an all-time high. We want this gap to fill so we can like move on with our lives, you know. It puts a wormy on everything. It makes me think, you know, like how ETH struggling to get out of the gulag. Look, see, ETH short took a big dump off the top of gulag line here. So ETH has been still stuck in the confines of its gulag. This makes me think, you know, maybe ETH isn't lagging behind. Maybe ETH is trying to tell us something. I don't know. All I know is for now, these bearish anchors are acting as support. And so if there is any like wick shenanigans below them that happens like very quickly, I would look for price to get run up, and I would look for that cheap Bitcoin to get scooped up relatively quickly. Like a buy the dip opportunity kind of down here at these like these lows down here, you know, because there's a lot of rising anchors. Like, see how these anchors are pulling up? They're pulling up a little bit. So that suggests that there is like a long, like, see the DBSI is green. That suggests that longs are slowly picking up in terms of like the percent win rate of a long trade off of any of these anchors is getting higher. If we can just get their slope up, like, look what happens to the markets when anchors start sloping up. You don't have to be interacting with the price for the anchor's slope to be affecting the price. When an anchor is sloping up, things are like, trades play out better for the bulls. So if we can get more uptrending price action, then these wicks down are not as scary as you think. They liquidate a lot of longs. They liquidate a lot of people. They are definitely like scary for sure. but you would know why it happened. We got this big gap to fill, you know, like it's kind of in the cards. So it's like, you know, you play at your own risk. But for the time being, like, you know, there's this narrative established by this blue anchor line that we don't want to go down there, that the price is going to run from that gap. And as long as we hold over this blue line, like, then we would hold that stance in the market from a volume weighted standpoint. We're not going to go down to those levels. We're going to maintain this battering of the 786, and we're just simply going to continue higher for now, which we'd be living on credit. You know, the bull run would be operating on a credit based system where we'll deal with that problem later. You know what I'm saying? What's up, chat? What is up, chat? How's everyone doing today? Five days a week we're in here. I do have a Discord, AI Wisdom, but it's private. So for $500, like, I get on a call with you. We like, shoot me an email first of all, nickcipherfg@gmail.com. Info in the description. And if you want to join the VIP, it comes with a lot of things. You get a call with me. You get VWAP videos that I've made over the last couple months. You get the chats and like any ideas that come out of my brain. I update the VIP. But you know, I would say like a good 60% of the value that I provide is just in these live streams. So if you like can't like learn how to use the volume weighted anchors and employ this like trading system with NickCipher to your own, like what you're doing, if you're not making money just watching the live streams, then save your money. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not getting what I'm doing on these streams after like a week of watching me, then just keep learning, because this is like 60 to 70% of the hard work that I'm doing is just these live streams. I love coming on here 5 days a week. This is like my passion, man. I've been sharing a lot of truths. Like, I try to make these live streams like as high value as possible. Like, I'm flow stating the whole way through. I tell stories and trading lessons, and we go over the markets, and yeah. But if you do want to join the VIP, it's $500 for life, and you get a consultation with me, and you get like a free course on all the VWAP knowledge that I have. So I mean, it's definitely a steal. Definitely a steal. But you got to just shoot me an email. Thank you, guys. Gano. Thank you, Coons, in the chat. What's up, Coons, man? Good to see you, bro. Good morning. God bless you. Yeah, we're just monitoring all these anchors. And, you know, I've been thinking about employing more DBSI, too. Like, I love the trend bias of the DBSI. But I think what I'm going to do is you guys know my favorite time frame is the 65-minute, because in the traditional markets, a regular trading day is from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern time, and an hourly candles don't fit in that time frame, but a 65-minute candle does. And so I like to use the 65-minute chart and employ almost like a stock trading like time frame strategy to Bitcoin, because this is where like that's like where the volume and the liquidity tends to be highest, is like the traditional market hours. So what I might do is I want a 5-day EMA. So we would make this 30 on the 65-minute time frame. If you want a 5-day EMA, then you got to do a 30. You make this number 30. So I'm going to make that change. And just to kind of explain a little bit of what I'm talking about, you got like 390 minutes in a day. So after a 5-day trading week, you've got 1,950 minutes. And so you kind of just do the math, and you figure out, you know, like the 65-minute candle has 5 candles in there, and then 4 for the 78, 3 for 130. So these are all the time frames that you would use like as a stock trader, so that you don't get like candles cut off during your trading session. So these are all time frames you guys might want to start employing and just see. Using off time frames is nice because you catch things that other people don't. You're looking at things that other people are not. And I just noticed the 65 minute, like I love it, man. I don't know why. Yeah, we got the treadmill back, man. We're back in business. Tread dead redemption. Getting my cardio in, man. I went for a hike yesterday because I was just standing and talking. Went for a hike and did my push-ups. It was nice, man. It was nice. But yeah, so I'm going to employ a 5-day EMA. I'm going to turn the DBSI into a 5-day EMA based on the 65-minute chart, which means you'd have to turn this to 30. And what this is going to do for me is it's going to put DBSI's EMA a little bit closer to the candles, still far enough away to give the price some room to ebb and flow. But it's going to tighten it up a little bit for me. And it's going to allow me to actually have a DBSI line that gets some good interactions for you guys, where I can actually talk about it more on the stream. And let's just see how it goes. I know you guys like DBSI, so we're gonna keep it. EMAs are a little bit different. I don't like them as much as VWAPs. VWAPs are volume weighted. They value the first initial point where you anchor them like higher than the most recent data, whereas EMAs like only value the most recent data and old data falls off the block. EMAs are only based on price, whereas VWAPs are based on price and volume. So they like VWAPs are respected so much more. But EMAs are good too. It's a nice little blend. This plus the fib. See, this is the little fib lines that I have here. We got the golden retrace and the 786. So EMAs and fibs purely based on price. Like you know, you want to use a little mixture. So right now the DBSI is green, so that puts us in a long bias. But do you see how it's like slightly turning red, which is converging with the fact that we're falling under the intraday? And we're testing this blue gap sentiment, which is this is a critical level to hold, because if we slip below this and we fall below this, look at that gap down there. That could fill very quickly, especially with these ascending anchors. All it takes is one wick, and then we shoot back up and we're right back where we were before. It would be very healthy for the markets. We have like constipation right now. There's plenty of traders who have the idea that we need to fill this gap, you know? So it's plausible. Even with these anchors holding us up now, these newly established, like there's not much structure like established on top of these anchors. We shot up, but we have not gotten the support tap, the whale splash, the kiss of, or like the hug of affirmation. We have gotten no affirmation. We went on a first date, but we haven't even gotten to first base yet. We're still on the date. We're still seeing if, you know, you order some oysters and she's like, I don't like oysters. Like, what? Like, why didn't you say something when I was ordering? Yes, sirree. Orange man good, globalist bad. God wins, dude. You have the best name. I'm NickCipher lifer, man. Good to have you, man. We're happy to have strong men like you in our community. Crypto Static says LMAO. Thank you, bro. I should be a comedian. Thank you. Shane says appreciate the streams. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for following. Thanks for checking me out. So we look at ETH, and yeah, like ETH is in the gulag. In the gulag still. We haven't come up over its bearish sentiments overhead. The DBSI, if we flip this, make sure my settings are right. Okay, good. This DBSI might be turning red. You see, actually it did turn red. What does that mean? It doesn't mean like short now per se, because it just means that like if this stays red, then we do want to start employing a short bias on the waves. We need a good wave reading to get us into a short scalp if this is going to get dirty on us. And so you don't want to just short here. You would want to actually let this play out, and there's probably like another move, like right here, you know, like once you get a good wave reading, or perhaps on a smaller time frame, something will tell you that you have a justification for a short, but never enter a scalp unless NickCipher B has got your back. If the DBSI, or if the DBSI is green, or we're trending on a big anchor, then it's these low waves. It's the little green dots that you want to look for. That'll get you in trades that will eventually come above water and pay off for you. But when the DBSI is red, when we're below anchors, below this intraday, the white line here, then all of a sudden you want to start looking for red dots. See these little red dots? Things like this. So just food for thought. Just because this thing turned red doesn't mean you just go like go short. You want a good justification. But yeah, so ETH, let's see how much it has to range in its gulag. It's certainly, we're not like bullish on ETH continuation yet, which makes like you think that ETH is like lagging behind Bitcoin, but maybe Bitcoin's not out of the, maybe it's like that scene in the whatever movie where like you escape prison, but it's like not over yet. Like you get caught by the guards and like put back in. And I have these doubts because like there's a justification for us to go down lower. You know, some strength on this blue anchor would really make me feel at ease. Just getting a nice wave reading. We might get one by the end of the stream, guys. We might get a nice little trigger wave and a healthy bounce here, and just leave this fear, this apprehension, this anxiety in the dust, because we may just want some higher valuations. That might be where Bitcoin is going. Raz says, thoughts on the DOJ going after KuCoin? Man, you know, I am not the leading voice on shitcoin news. I'm just keeping it real and raw with you, man. Like, I'm a Bitcoin guy, I'm a NickCipher guy, I'm a technical analyst. The extent of shitcoin news, I know I go to Cointelegraph and I go, duh. Here's what happened in crypto. And then I click off it because it just looks like a bunch of shit, because I'm a technical guy. Not gonna lie. But I will say, you know, as a trader, like I will say, man, like as exchange drama always comes in these markets, and it always leads to like short-term, like, you know, things happening, but it never changes the overall narrative, you know? Exchange drama is like the #1 like reason for like small price corrections where people think it's like, is this the end? And it's like, dude, do you think KuCoin or even Coinbase, do you think any exchange drama with any exchange is gonna like affect the long-term trajectory of crypto? Hell no. But people always like, yeah, the exchange drama always jostles people for some reason. But that's the extent of that. I don't know the exact details of the story, man. I'm sorry. Here's an article: Bitcoin lacks support above 60K. So they're saying that this is why price is halting. But I could just say that, you know, technically speaking, we didn't contend with the 618. We're just at the 786, and we just need to come down a little bit. And there's a gap below. There's more concrete technical reasons. This is all garbage, man. Kind of a mixed bag. The bubble's kind of mixed today. Got some winners, got some losers. These are your winners for today. These are your winners for the week. Like to see Dogecoin in there. Oh my gosh, let me do some Doge. Some Doge. Let's see how the Doge is doing. I think yesterday we were talking about how Doge overcame the gulag. Doge had a massive correction when Bitcoin came down 10% at the start of March. That marked Doge as top, unlike most coins. That was like the Doji dog doo-doo dump. And now we're coming back. We're out of the gulag. We got this Jerome Powell sentiment. We might have to come down. I would love for Doge a nice little swing long opportunity down here at like 16, you know. That would be nice. Let's see how the DBSI is doing. It's still holding up okay. A little short-term correction would be really nice especially if we could hold the gulag sentiment, flip this old bearish anchor as support. That'd be great for Doge. You want me to look at SHIB? Haven't done much analysis on SHIB, but we'll take a look here. First, we're going to go to the daily, and we're going to select our volume weighted anchor tool on the left here. And real quick, I'm just going to place one because I want to go into the settings. If it can place, is it going to show up? Is it going to show up? Let me try a different chart. All right, we're just going to place one at the top, and we're just going to check the settings real quick. Make sure when you guys place these anchors, you got them at OHLC4, so you get a nice non-biased generation point for the anchor. Don't use bands because you don't want to trade off shadows of VWAPs. You want to trade off the actual VWAPs. When you watch a play, when you're watching Plato's allegory of the cave, do you have your back to the performance and you're just watching the shadows dance, or are you actually watching the performance? I like to watch what's actually going on, not a statistical projection of what's going on. So don't use bands. But with the SHIB, put one at the start of the year, put one at the low. And that gives us a good idea. Look, we had a big SHIB volume spike in March. This was a massive, absolutely massive. Grats to the SHIB people. But that marked the top right here, the 5th of March. Just like with Doge, these doggy coins took a big doo-doo dump bag. And also their owner didn't bring a doo-doo bag. So they left a steaming pile of shit on their neighbor's driveway. So, yeah, still in the gulag, man. So whereas Doge is out of the gulag, do you guys see how SHIB is still in the gulag here? So SHIB is underperforming Doge from a volume weighted average price standpoint. That being said, that doesn't mean it can't slowly climb its way out. The DBSI EMA is still acting as support. Money flow is still green. It's like a steady kind of green. Money flow in the 4 hours picking up. The daily's got a nice little trigger wave here. Yeah. The more I see what's going on, the more I'm actually expecting more ranging, more boring. You got gaps, you got rejection off the 786. People on Twitter are like too bullish and they're just counting their chickens before they hatch. It's so cringe, bro. Yeah, we're probably just ranging, not gonna lie, guys. Not going to lie. But the market could prove me wrong. I just gotta call it as I see it. I'm calling it as I see it. I'm not promising you guys anything. If I promise you the world, if I promise you everything, I'll probably deliver nothing. Whereas if I keep it real with y'all, then at least, you know, we're more in tune with reality, and like we're not we don't get caught with our pants down. So far, the gap anchor is holding. We do want to stay over this line at 69438, 69.4. We really want to hold that critical level. We want to hold over the 618 golden retrace. We want to keep this clean. If this is as bullish as everyone says it is, we want to keep this strong trend going. We don't even, like, the bulls don't even want to get a re-entry down here. If it's as bullish as everyone says on Twitter, we just pump from here and it's going parabolic. We're going parabolic, baby. But ideally, some structure built on these anchors and then continuation would be ideal. Rarely we get the ideal situation. The messed up situation is we lose this anchor and, like, you know, we play around in here, but we do not reclaim the gap anchor, and then we actually crash down and we fill that gap. We look at this shit. So I wish that this move above the anchors wasn't cursed by that gap. Poly's Pet Kit says the CMA gap at 20K was never filled. That is true, man. Some gaps never get filled. Some dreams never come to fruition. But all dogs go to heaven, man. All dogs. All dog coins go to the moon. David says he's got a KuCoin account, but when they stabbed everyone's moon bags in the gut, I decided I was done with them. Yeah, I don't have experience on KuCoin. But exchange drama, you know, it hurts. It hurts the people on the exchange. It's bad for customers. But is it a blockchain problem? No, this is people failing their jobs. This is why we love blockchains in these protocols, because there is no CEO of Bitcoin. Satoshi Nakamoto doesn't have a sexual assault charge that hurts the stock. It just is. It's just, you can't negotiate with it. It simply is. And that's where the world is going. Like AI, basically, like businesses ran and operated by algorithms and shit, where there's no more like human mistakes. Like, oh, that's actually a better world. I can't wait for this world that we're like gonna come into. It's like a bright future where we all just get to enjoy ourselves and do push-ups and enjoy the beach, and like robots handle all our problems for us. Maybe then these exchanges wouldn't take a big dump on us. Oh, Bent Refraction, man, you lost your pug last week, man. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, man. Rest in peace to the little pooch. That's always sad, losing a best friend, man. You know dogs are your best friend. They're always happy to see you when you come home. They really have no hatred in there's not a single hateful bone in their body, man. Even when they're mad, they just don't understand. If they knew better, they would do better, man. Sky Chima, how's life? It's going good, man. It's going really good. I stream 5 days a week now. I'm here for my people. I have people. I discovered my people. I wandered the desert hiking every day for a year. What am I gonna do with my life? What is my passion? Like, what is my career path? Because a couple years ago I accepted a top in my trading career. But going on all those hikes and going on and just going through that whole year 2023, seeing the markets rise with me, Bitcoin was like, let's go to the gym, bro. Let's take over the world together. I realized, man, like I had lost a lot of faith in like my life in Bitcoin, and like it was crazy. Like I rediscovered my gratitude and my appreciation for cryptocurrency, for trading, investing, and NickCipher, you know. So that's what I got going for me, is like this newfound ambition to be here where I'm needed, you know. So yeah, working out, taking my health seriously, eating good, sleeping good. I got a 3-bedroom house all to myself. I'm living the life, man. The only thing I'm missing is a little dog, a little FloppingGroper doggo, man. I need a puppy. I'm waiting for CF's dogs to have kids, man. I want a little Sid puppy. That's what I've been holding out on. I've been holding out on getting a little baby Sidster, bro. I want to name him Sid. I want to have Sid too. I don't even want to name him anything else. I want him to be Sid Jr., bro. Sky Jima. Oh yeah, man. I love a lot of people have told me that they just go about their day and they're just listening to me. So I appreciate you guys who are just going about your day, listening to me talk about, rambling on about the markets and stuff, and me and my treadmill and NickCipher and all this stuff. I appreciate you guys caring about what I'm doing, man. What is CF's dog's breed? I forget. It's a Samoyed. That's what it is. They're such pretty dogs, man. Such pretty dogs. Jared Kleba, how often do you take trades throughout the week? Typically depends on the environment. I haven't done leverage trades, man. I've been doing buys and stacking a lot of tether and investing that tether. Haven't done leverage trades. I'm a full-time analyst. I handle all the operations for NickCipher. I'm on the producer side of the trading world, and I'm proud to admit it. I'm proud to admit that my path in the trading world wandered to where my superpowers lie. I come from like a customer service background, not as much a sales background, more of like a customer service background. I went to college for kinesiology. I went to college for like exercise science. So to inspire traders to live a healthy, happy life and balanced trading with a healthy lifestyle, and to provide good service for my brother's company, that this is my passion. I've proven myself in the past that I'm a capable trader. But I've been waiting for my Palau ID, and not gonna lie, the Palau ID came, but I'm having some issues. I'm working through it. The Palau ID is here, and I'm not gonna answer any questions on it. Just know that I'm figuring it out. I'm trying to find a good exchange that, you know, I can get everything working and good. And I do want to enter some trades. I want to do it all for you guys. I want to show some leverage, show some skin in the game. But yeah, I hope you guys appreciate that. Like, you know, I'm here for you guys. I understand the game. I understand these markets. And yeah, if I can provide value to you guys, that makes me happy. It's out of like a sense of duty that I'm even here, man. CF works hard to, you know, he works hard in his own narrow scope. He's a very successful trader, but he doesn't have the consistency, because CF, like, when he sees a trade, he hits it hard, and like when he live streams, he hits the hammer, he hits the grindstone hard, you know. But what I think MC has been missing over the last couple years is like a consistent, stable voice, you know. So I hope to provide that. It definitely comes at the cost of me. It's just a balance, man. Like, thankfully, like, I have equity in the company. I make money with consultations, and like, I feel like my time is valued. I had to balance that aspect. Like, you know, should I just be trading and screw all these other responsibilities, you know? But I found a good balance where I'm being justly rewarded for my knowledge. Like, yeah, I guess I'm like a professor now. I guess I'm a NickCipher professor. David Brubblebo says, that's what I'm doing, lurking, working, and trading. NickCipher's paid me extremely well. If there's ever a failure, it's on my part. Yeah, you know, and yeah, like we make little mistakes with NickCipher, then you look back and there's always like a reason to explain why you messed up. You know, it's liberating. You learn to trust the strategy. You gotta trust your strategy. In fact, if you're ever feeling fear in trading, that has to do with risk, not the strategy. If you trusted the strategy, you wouldn't be so fearful. Dog Venture says, not a professor, a preacher, and the disciples are here. You know, when I first started this community, I really wanted it to be like that. I wanted to be this like grand wizard. That's the wrong term. That sounds like some KKK shit. But like I was gonna like have a meeting at Stonehenge with my boys, you know? Like I definitely, you gotta, I don't want my VIP, I don't want this to be a cult, you know? I'm just a teacher. But I've definitely had moments where I feel like evangelical, like especially when I was bullish at like 48K, like very, very bullish, and like nobody else was, like not even Twitter was, and like people were looking at me like I'm an alien, and I know as a fact that we're pumping to the moon, you know? Like at that point, like back in February, when this yellow line started here, I knew that we were going up like 110%, and yet I was getting like a record low of people liking or agreeing with what I was saying, and there was like this weird point in the history of FloppingGroper's life where like FloppingGroper was a weirdo, but I knew I was right. This is gonna happen at times in your life where like you know you're thinking the right thing and nobody sees it and you're just a clown. At that point, like I was like, dang, I gotta be an evangelical about this, you know? But now I'm getting more pragmatic now that we're stuck in these sideways anchors. Like I am a more pragmatic person. But if these anchors can start sloping up again, then I'll turn into Bitcoin, a Bitcoin messiah all over again. And then I'll go on another trip for you guys. And I'll go on another mission trip for the market god Satoshi. I'll be his son incarnate on Earth. But yeah, man, like this is not a cult, man. I'm just teaching people. And I'm just a FloppingGroper. Darren says, FG, you are a weirdo. Mad love, we're all weirdos. Yeah, dude, I'm super weird, man. I've been single for 1.5 years because I'm apparently so weird that I'm unlovable. But I know you guys love me. Raz says, the thing I always remember was 2021 FG saying macro is looking very bearish. Next day, CF fires off an $8 million long, and you were like, okay, I look like a clown, but we're still going down. Yeah, man, let me go back to that time. Go to the BLX chart. Let's see. It was on the weekly. I'll tell you guys exactly when I sold all my Bitcoin last bull cycle. So when this momentum wave slipped below 60, I sold it all. Like we dumped down, we were low down here, I'm pretty sure. And I sold all my Bitcoin. And I was like, I posted bearish. I said the runaway train is dead. That's where I sold all my Bitcoin. And what sucks is my brother longed and made money. He had like an $8 million long. And so like I was tested, but I was like, I'm sticking to my guns. And then we got iceberged. And then what I didn't expect is for the good men below deck shoveling the coals in the Titanic to like stall the sinking. And so I kind of was just an observer. I like maintained the role of a market observer through this upward move. I was able to observe a bear div here, but I didn't short like CF did. CF made a lot of money on the way down here. Whereas I was kind of out and like just working on NickCipher, you know? But yeah, I mean, I was able to time the psychological top really good. Like this wasn't the all-time top, that was actually over here. but I was able to isolate like when the runaway train was dead. And so the lesson is when we lose the 60 line in this run, that's going to be the mark of this market losing steam. This is why I've been so bullish and I have such strong bias. I mean, look at the DBSI, how it's just sloped up. Longs are going to play out. Just because we're not interacting with the DBSI doesn't mean it's still not pushing the price up and reflecting what the price is doing. We're in this parabolic upward mode. And this little red dot, like, it matters, but it like doesn't matter to the big picture until we lose runaway train status, unless you know, like we'll get some shit like that. And then, you know, when this finally comes down, that will be the moment where we lose steam. Just a little idea, but you get the picture. It's the 60 line that I'm watching. It's not a red dot above the 60 line that calls a market top. It's the crossing below the 60 line and the losing of market momentum on the weekly chart. Raz says 2021 FGCF and Jason Casper were the only ones I saw calling it bearish. Everyone else on YouTube said it was just a pullback. Yeah, man, learning to trust NickCipher B's like large time frame momentum readings, that's where the majority of my trend bias comes from. But this bull cycle, I've learned to employ other forms of strong trend bias, such as when a rising DBSI is underneath us. That's what we love to see. On Bitcoin, like if you see on the daily, like these anchors in ascent, and look, they seem to be coming back up again. We were sideways for a bit, especially on these top anchors. That gave the bears a chance to do what they wanted to do with us for a bit. But they seem to be scooping up, and you know, until they're in a strong ascent, the longs are just simply not going to play out. There's going to be some drama. There's going to be a fight. But it's good to see that there is a little bit of an uptick. I see this little uptick in the volume weighted. See that little uptick there on the year to date in the poop line, and that's beautiful, man. That's the start of something good. That's the start of like we could be like right here, you know, like you go sideways, the bears are having their fun with you, but as you start ticking up, you start picking up. Crypto Static says the pi cycle top indicator called the top. Yep, that pi cycle indicator is amazing, man. I love watching Crypto Zombie because he follows it really good. Hope you guys are having a great day. Says Curtis Neal. Thank you, man. Like the stream, and yeah, man, I appreciate your guys' support. Thanks for being so supportive. Damn, we got the Otter Gang, man. Otter Gang's up in here. Alexo Crypto's minions. I got an interview with him this week. I also got an interview with AJ Writes Crypto. So let me show you guys these two channels here. We got two channels that I want you guys to go subscribe to. Oh, look, it's Alexo Crypto. He's right here. He's my top recommendation. Alexo Crypto, he's first of all, look at his shorts. It's him and his grandpa, him and No. No calls the markets, man. Don't underestimate the wisdom of the ages in calling the markets. His grandpa's hilarious, man. He's like eating his Cheerios every morning, like calling the markets, and you can tell that Alexo Crypto is a man for others, man. He's not a vain, flashy person. He's a man who's taking care of his family, man. Like that, like, you know. So yeah, in NickCipher we elevate the right people, man. And so Alexo Crypto is a good dude. He's very consistent. No shenanigans, no BS, no swearing. He's good family fun. He goes live and he posts videos. He's a hardworking dude. Alexo Crypto. And then AJ Writes Crypto is BitBoy's writer. He was BitBoy's writer. He's basically the reason for a lot of BitBoy and Hit Network, a lot of their success was this kid. He's not really a kid, he's a little bit older than I am. And he looks boyish, but when you meet him in person, he's tatted up, he's kind of jacked, he's got a beautiful girlfriend who's like really, like they're a really good couple. They've been together for a long time, and they're singularly focused on working hard for the crypto community. He uses NickCipher, and so I'm gonna do interviews with both of these dudes. Two authentic, humble, hardworking dudes who use NickCipher successfully. I'm excited for this AJ interview because he's a shitcoin lord. He's like the lord of poop coins, whereas I'm like a Bitcoin maxi who just is like a NickCipher master who honestly could learn a lot more about shitcoins. So yeah, it's two good channels. I'm doing 2 spotlights this week that I'll be posting on this channel and the official NickCipher channel. Oh yeah, there's also the NickCipher channel. So this was like the old FloppingGroper channel, but I turned it into the company channel because this 15.3K number, this belongs to CryptoFace. This is my brother's indicator. These tutorials I made for him, and me and our other brother, Crypto Guy on the Internet, helped us with some tutorials as well. But this is a channel for my brother. You know what I'm saying? I needed a channel where I could do my own thing, so I created NickCipher. So with this channel, I can post all my push-ups. I can be weird. I can be a weirdo, and it's not, look at me dancing over here. I TikTok danced at the only time in history that you were supposed to actually TikTok dance. When we started mooning like above 50K, I hold the stance that I was morally justified to do this dance. I do have a discount. I got a solid discount code. I'll put it in the description, but it's code Titanic. If you use my FG affiliate link, use the code Titanic for 25% off. Or you could use code King for 200 off. So if you're doing 1 year, I think the code King is a better deal. That's this Mike Perry ad that I did. It's not showing because I'm live, but we sponsored Platinum Mike Perry. I went and trained with him in Orlando a couple weeks ago, and he's like undefeated. He's the king of violence. He's the lord of bare knuckle boxing, which you think is like at first is like the B tier squad from UFC and all this shit, but it's actually like a totally different sport, and it's more painful and more fun to watch. It's just a different sport entirely. So if you guys aren't bare knuckle fans, like check out BKFC, man. It's like really entertaining. And CF and I like get front row seats to these BKFC events, and we cheer on Mike. And there's a lot in common with fighting and trading. You get in the ring, and just like in trading, even when you win, you get punched in the face. You take profits and you take profits, and like eventually you let the market kick you out in a winning trade. And so yeah, it's like in every trade, you expect to get punched in the face. You expect to have the price trigger your stop and kick you out. You expect things to come against you. It's always about the worst case scenario. What can happen to you? Just like in the ring. And it doesn't matter how much preparation you do. You could prepare for months for the big moment, and it's still only just for a chance to win. And another thread between fighting and trading is like just the immense amount of work it takes for that big moment. The stalling of the spiritual reward, the grinding, the shoveling of the coals, and the slaving away in the gym and working hard, all for this one moment, just for a chance of a major payoff. It's just, that's the struggle of an investor, you know? Just grinding hard, like working toward this better future and just like hoping it all pays off. How could you be a fighter or an investor without like faith in yourself in the future and working hard every day? So yeah, so use code King for 200 off. which is really good for the 1-year membership. And if you want the lifetime, code Titanic, 25% off. Yes, sirree. Jason Casper's in the chat, man. Good to have you, man. Good to have you. Let me do a little refresh on where I'm at, Jason. So we're under the intraday. Bears have a chance to take the reins. We're rejecting off the 786. We're testing the bullish sentiment from the Twitter losers. They're front running the sentiment. They're already counting their chickens before they hatch, man. You're the chicken lord. You understand how this works. These people are counting their chickens before they hatch, man. But we're still bullish though. We're over the old bearish sentiments, our support. We are still over this scary gap. Look at this scary hole. There's a hole blasted in the markets down here. Filling this sooner than later is actually better for the market. I would hate to have to come back down to these levels at a later date. But either way, we place an anchor at the top there and we measure, you know, are we running from this from a volume weighted standpoint? If we slip below 69.4 or 69 is now, it's actually rising. It's 69.6. It looks like we're getting a nice little bounce though. Like I do see somewhat of a momentum desert, like more of the momentum is to the upside, which makes me think a long is favored here. The money flow is trending up. I would love to see a nice little bounce here, and we're just battering the 786 until we overcome it. That would be nice. But I can't deny that if we were to lose this blue anchor and stay under it, or perhaps like come down here and we just simply can't get over the 618 again, then we would expect a sharp gap fill. Oh, like, you know, something stupid and quick. Because our anchors are, in a sense, they're slowly starting to rise on us. That implies that longs are going to start playing out better. But yeah, it's just a scenario that I want you guys to be mindful of. Could happen. But we are over these bearish sentiments now. You know, it's relative from an intraday standpoint. This is relatively cheap Bitcoin. If this was Warren Buffett and he said, "Get me into Bitcoin," and Charles Schwab says, "Okay, Warren Buffett, we'll get you into Bitcoin. Every day we're gonna just buy a little bit of Bitcoin for you at or below the intraday VWAP. We're gonna get you a VWAP guarantee." This would be a point where maybe the Charles Schwabs would buy Warren Buffett some Bitcoin. And maybe this is a point where you would enter a little bit on a larger swing position since we're over these bearish sentiments. But just know that it's not without risk. There's the risk of the gap below. So that's ultimately my take on Bitcoin right now. There's a lot of anchors that I'm dealing with right now. There's the Jerome Powell FOMC decision. There's the futures gap. We want to see if we can hold that level and continue up. We don't want to slip below the futures gap anchor. There's the bearish anchors that I placed off the daily chart. You got the red anchor from the all-time high. You got the orange anchor from the 10% correction. You got the pink anchor from all the way down here. You got FG's push-up line when I started my push-up challenge, which held the market up because I'm a market god. You've got the poop line, which is the only up sentiment. That's the idea that Bitcoin's only gonna go up from here, baby. And then you got the year to date. You got the yearly narrative that we're gonna have a good year as long as we stay over this line and it's ascending. As long as this line is sloped up, we're bullish, baby. If we were sideways, we'd be like, meh. And if it was down, that would be scary, especially if we were underneath. If you're underneath the year to date and it's sloped down, good luck. Good luck. Look what happened over here. When we were underneath the year to date and it was sloped down, good luck, man. But since we're over the year to date, like it's, you know, we're in a bull run. You know what I'm saying? ETH struggling to get out of the gulag. We actually had a short from yesterday. We had a nice little short. Respecting the bearish sentiments, that's what we like to see. Looks like it's looking to try and hold. We're seeing some strength on this anchor. Let's see where this is generated from. Let's see who's holding the markets up. All right, these people down here who are longing at 2,940, that's who's trying to hold the markets up right now. If they fail, then these people would be trying to hold the markets up. Let's put a year-to-date anchor on. ETH came down and held some decent structure over its year-to-date. But it's still in an overall... It's formed a new uptrend, which is nice. But yeah, it's like until we overcome these bearish sentiments overhead, you can't really count a downtrend on ETH out, which is like sad in such strong money flow environment. So ETH really needs to come over these anchors big time. ETH catching up like Heinz. Ooh, look, we're getting some good strength. DBSI flip 2, it's flipping. It could be a good hourly close off of the gap anchor, off of the EMA ribbon on DBSI. The only thing holding us back is this intraday. The intraday price action is suggesting that the bears have a little chance. They're getting a softball pitch under this white line here. They're getting a softball pitch to make something happen, but in such a strong uptrend, can the bears make anything happen? Or is there doom in the cards? Only time will tell. Oh, you want me to look at Bake again, bro? Bake? You want me to look at Bake again? Are we still baked? It's still baked, bro. It's still baked. We're still smoking the devil's lettuce. Still lacking ambition. Still a beaky buzzard, man. Don't make me play the beaky buzzard video again. All right. So how long we've been going for, man? How long we've been going for? I got a full schedule, man. My schedule's full. I got 2 calls today. That's where I'm at with Bitcoin, guys. Like, we're bullish but cautious. We're not just FOMOing in to big positions. You want to ease your way in, get some good valuations around the intraday and ease your way in. See if we can hold over this gap anchor. See if we can hold over the bearish sentiments. We simply don't have the structure over the red and the orange anchors that we would love to see for a very confident kind of mentality, like over these anchors. Like, I would love to see some structure being built, but we don't have to. The market doesn't have to do that. I guess we could continue up, but then we'd be living on credit, leaving the gap behind, leaving these bearish anchors behind. It would almost spell certain doom for whatever comes ahead, no matter how high we go up. So healthy corrections are healthy. It would be nice if we solve some of these price dilemmas that I went over in the stream sooner than later. Gives me kind of the vibe that we're simply just ranging, that it's not as exciting as people think, and we just got to trade it. It's like, it's just not, we're not going to a million. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead and smash the likes. I'll be back tomorrow, man. Thanks for tuning in. I got my treadmill back. We're walking and talking all over again. And much love, guys. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.